Okay, I have everybody else's here if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Tim, do you have your client there with you?
Yes, he's right here.
All right. Just as background, Miss Anchondo, he is charged with, or he pled guilty to 3 counts of assault family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Revoking him on all 3.
Yes, and it looks like the paperwork from the 31st got submitted. So there is a top sheet it looks like we need to replace with the corrected dates. He was one that was supposed to plea on Tuesday. So it's
Right.
showing January 31st, I think, is the one that got e-filed.
I'm sorry, with this many, it's in the slow.
Gotcha.
computer, it's taking a second to pull them all up. These all say February 1st. But I can make it the 2nd.
Yeah, Becca's changed it. She's got the top page if you want to. The one that I saw that was e-filed looked like it was.
Well, let's see, e-filed, I have the stipulation, the judgments on 1, 2, and 3 counts, and then the right of appeal.
Yes, and I'm looking at the judgments that were e-filed. And it looks like those have the wrong dates on them. So I'm fine with doing the pleas if we just want to replace those pages later. Becca's got them ready
Okay,
with the correct dates.
and so the correct date is the 2nd because I'm seeing the 1st.
Yes, so yeah, the
Okay.
date for the judgment is February 2nd,
Oh,
and it should
I
show
was-
the commencement date is going to be February 8th.
I see now what you're saying. All
Gotcha.
right, then I won't sign these. I'll just send them back.
Okay,
Okay, the court will call case number 6109, the state of Texas versus Armando Quiroz Jr. Is the state ready?
state's ready, Your Honor.
And is the defense ready?
We're ready.
And for the record, sir, I can barely see you. Are you Armando Quiroz Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Quiroz, it appears that you pled guilty in October of 2021 to 3 counts of assault against a family member with a previous conviction. Is that correct? Are you that Armando Quiroz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Quiroz, when you pled guilty to these offenses, you were placed on probation or deferred adjudication, and you were told to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Mr. Quiroz, the state is alleging that you failed to follow all of those terms and conditions. Specifically, the state is saying you failed to abstain from the use of alcohol in November of 2021. You committed the offense of resisting arrest in March 2022 in Moore County. You've also failed to make payments to probation for a number of months, and you have failed to report to probation for a number of months. But Mr. Quiroz, how do you plead to those allegations, true or not true?
True.
Ms. Sanchando, is there a plea agreement in this case?
There is, Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty or true to the allegations, the state has agreed to recommend to the court that the court adjudicate the defendant guilty, revoke his community supervision, and assess punishment and confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division for a period of 3 years. Any outstanding fine or balance due and owed to probation be assessed. He's entitled to 73 days time credit previously served. Additionally, he has agreed to surrender himself to the Moore County Jail on February 8th, 2023 by 5:00 p.m. so that the sentence can commence.
And is that the same plea agreement on all three counts?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Quiroz, you've heard the state announce the plea agreement. Was that the plea agreement that you reached with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you concur, Mr. Sally?
I do.
Right, Mr. Quiroz, in that case, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty and find you guilty of the 3 counts of assault against a family member with the previous conviction. And I'm going to order that you be confined to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a period of 3 years, and that you also pay any fines and restitution still outstanding from your previous plea of guilty from the time at which you were placed on community supervision. I'm going to note that you have 73 days jail time credit. And I'm going to order you to report to the Moore County Jail on February 8th, 2023 to begin serving the sentence. Do you have any questions about that judgment, Mr. Quiroz?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything further from the state?
Briefly, Judge, I'd just like to admonish the defendant that if he fails to report to the Moore County Jail by 5:00 on February 8th, then an additional charge will be filed against him. And I would ask the court to stack that case and that sentence on top of the case that he is pled to today.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchando. Do you have any questions about that statement, Mr. Quiroz?
No, ma'am.
Right. Is there anything further from the defense?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Quiroz. You may be excused and court will be adjourned.